All right, I appreciate everybody coming. Another week. Looking forward to getting back out there. Just try to get the bad taste out of your mouth. That's what I told him last night. You know, it's the best medicine is just get back out there on Saturday, but you got to go through a week of preparation and you got to prepare and do the things that you got to do to play well on Saturday. So I'm proud of our guys and the guys that we have in our room and the way that they come to work each and every day. I mean, it's tough to go on the road and get beat 42-0. There was a lot of good things on the film. The one thing that I've never questioned with this group is their effort or their attitude or their just they're great teammates, you know. And I told them, really, you can kind of see the makeup of our team. I think it was the first or second pick six, but Jonathan Mixon runs about 85 yards, gives everything he has. The game's, you know, out of hand, and he's diving out of bounds, hitting the wall at the half-yard line, just trying to get him out of bounds. You know, just great effort, and that's why I know these guys will come back and give us everything they got this week, and we've got a lot to play for. We got a 3-game season to get to 7-4, and we feel like in this league you win 5 out of 6 and you win your last 3, that'll put you in the playoffs. So those guys know that. They're motivated for that, and you can't win 3 in a row without winning 1 in a row, so they know that too. So this is the biggest game of the season. Our playoffs start right now. We've got to get to work, and we've got to find a way to win one here at home and have a great week.
How's Sam?
Sam, he'll be out for the remainder of the regular season. It's probably right now he has an MRI at 1:30. So to see about right now it's a broken bone. We know that. Be 4 to 6 weeks for that. And then we'll know more as far as they want to take an extra look. There's some ligaments in there that may require surgery. We just don't know yet.
I guess who is Tanner Hearn and what don't we know about him, because we've seen him, you know, limited.
Yeah. Tanner, to be honest with you, I mean, most wouldn't say that. You know, he threw 4 interceptions. He knows that. Got to take care of the football. But he did a lot of good things in the game. He really did. He went, you know, we went right down the field. We got in the red zone 5 times with him. We weren't able to punch it in. Some of that we weren't able to run the football. Had to get out of some personnel groupings when Jalen Graham got ejected from the game and Jake Varble not being in. So that hurt us in the run game down when we got tight. So we weren't able to help him in that. I mean, we were putting it all on his shoulders, throwing the ball a lot in the red zone. And but he did a lot of good things. I was proud of Tanner. He's from Orlando. We recruited him. That's what I mean. Everybody on the team really got excited when Tanner got in the game. You could hear the defense and you could hear his teammates excited when he pulled it down on his own read. And he's an athlete. He can run the football. He can make plays happen. Definitely a little bit different than Sam, you know, but you saw him make some plays, get out of the pocket, extend plays with his feet. He's a good kid, and he's been here now for 3 years, and he came here as a competitor. He wants to play, and so do all. I mean, he's on scholarship, so he came here to be a good football player, and that's what you expect out of your backup quarterback, to be able to go in there and win games, and we feel the same with Tanner.
You mentioned his confidence after the game. Do you think his confidence, I know it wasn't a great performance, but he did do a lot of good things. Do you think he gained some things from that game?
I do. I do. I think that, you know, anytime you get in there, and I think he proved to himself that, hey, I can do this against a good football team and on the road. And, you know, met with him yesterday, and he'll have a lot of confidence. I mean, even his teammates came in, and a couple of the offensive linemen, and said they, you know, have already met with him and said, hey, we've got the confidence in Tanner to go do it. They see him making plays in practice all the time. He's had a good spring ball. He's got a bunch of reps. And so now's his time to go out there and prove it.
So the interceptions, was it because he wasn't prepped enough during the week, or is it miscommunication between him and the receiver, or what was it?
All of them were a little bit different. I mean, really, his first pick, like I told him when he came off, really wasn't if there's anything of a bad pick. It was 3rd and 10. We were probably in that where if we're going to go for it on 4th and 10, if we don't pick one up, he throws it, the receiver in a good spot, and the DB makes a diving catch, and we ended up, you know, they got the ball at the 16-yard line. If we don't kick it. If we have to kick it and we kick it out of the end zone, they get it at the 20. So I thought that was a smart play. The guy made a play and didn't put us in a bad spot right there. That didn't lose us the football game. Went where he was supposed to go. The second one, the second pick six down on the goal line, you know, he gave Ralph a slant route. Never saw the safety. I told him that, you know, sometimes down there you think things are too good to be true. That's probably the case, you know. Somebody's going to be there. It's not going to be wide open. So he threw it, and the safety made a play on it. It's just you're trying to go to Ralph on the – he got locked in, and the safety read his eyes, and he picked him off. So then the third one, but that was probably his worst one. The second pick six, when he threw the slant, nobody was there, just forced it, just a typical force. And then the last one on fourth down, that's just him trying to force one into Ralph. We're down 42-0, and it's cover two, and it's fourth down, and they know we're throwing the football, and he just tries to give Ralph a chance, and Ralph had to go inside, and he threw a pick. So I think two of them were bad decisions, and then two of them probably would have happened to any quarterback out there playing.
What was different on Saturday, allowing 3 sacks, which was as many as you guys have allowed the whole season combined?
Well, two of them, Tanner ran out of bounds on a scramble. You know, he could have, if he throws it out of bounds, it's 1 sack, you know. So I don't really think anything was different. None of them were sacks where protection was bad and broke down and they sacked us for a 6-7 yard loss. So they were all outside the pocket. Two of them, Tanner just went out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage. So I thought the protection was good and really about the same as they always have been. Really, one time Tanner got out of some bad where they got some heat on him, but other than that, it was just Tanner should have thrown the ball away.
Could you see yourself, even though he hasn't played a lot on offense, using DeSomer for a couple series, maybe to kind of mix it up and maybe take some pressure off of him?
Yeah, definitely. You know, Matt's always got a plan in, but he'll be the backup quarterback, and we got to get him ready to go. He'll be at full time on offense, you know, going forward. And he's, like I've said before, I've said this a lot of times, Matt DeSomer could lead you on offense, do some things. So he's got to be ready to go as well.
I know you want to try to make the playoffs, but could you envision, I mean, using Brandon George at this point if both those guys get hurt, or no?
Yeah, definitely. If both those guys would get hurt, Brandon's the next guy up. So Brandon will get more reps in practice. Brandon's got to be ready to go. I said that during training camp. Brandon's going to be a good one around here and has a chance to be good. He's been down running the scout team, but he signals in every single play, you know, with our signalers. So he's locked in. He travels with us. He knows the game plan. He takes the game plan tests. So Brandon's not that far behind. He doesn't get a lot of reps with the ones, but he'll get some more reps, and he'll be ready to go if called upon, you know, this week.
Aside from the penalties, the defense only allowed 280 total yards. So what did you like from them?
That's what I mean. Really, when you look at it, I mean, there's no. That's what I told the guys. I mean, there's no easy way to put it. But I thought when you watch that film, if we were going to come back, coming out of the locker room, the defense did everything that they could do. You know, they had 30 yards of offense in the third quarter. If you're going to make a comeback in the second half, they got the ball back. That they couldn't do anything. And then for the whole second half, they had 90 yards or 81 yards of offense in the second half. And so I thought the defense really played a good football game. You know, they made them. There was a few things early in the game with a couple misfits in the run game where they broke off a couple big runs. If we have that shirt up, then they don't even have that. So I think our defense came away with some confidence, as much as, you know, it's 42 points. But if you really watch the film or were at the game, it wasn't, you know, that's not the feel you got. You know, one drive was, I think, 70 yards of penalties. That's what a killer is, you know, third down and longs, and you get a pass interference call 3 times on third and 10 plus is a tough pill to swallow sometimes.
What were your thoughts on the targeting calls too? I mean, it seems like that's something that they're looking for, and which is understandable, but at the same time, you know, some of them are up in the air. They're kind of questionable.
Yeah, You know, the one with Jalen, I thought when you go back and look at it, that's in the rule, that's targeting. You know, if he hits him with his face mask up, that's a good hit. And he's had those before. I think in Illinois State he had about the exact same play, and he hits him with his face up in the chest. Right at the end, he hits him with the crown of his helmet, which is the rule. So Jalen knows that, and we teach that to be clean and to be physical, but it's part of it. I mean, we've shown them clip after clip, and the way college football is going now, I mean, I don't know what the stats are, but it would probably be 10 or plus guys a weekend in Division I football get tossed out of games because of targeting. They had one too, which was kind of a bang play, and you know, hit him in his head or neck area. That's just the rules now. You know, it's tough as a defender. You got to teach them to go low when you used to not teach them to go low. There's a very small window of error where you can hit somebody these days, and it's a fast-moving sport. When you put them in replay out there, and you know you slow-mo it, and you're like, oh, you should hit him, but that's not the way the game is. These are Division I athletes going at full speed, and you got to make decisions pretty quick. So we'll teach it the best way we can, and it's part of the game, and we've got to adjust to it.
We've done well with pass blocking. Are you satisfied with run blocking so far this year?
We're always trying to run the football better. You know, South Dakota does a great job of making it tough to run. They slant and angle, twist just about on every single play. A lot of guys in the box. So we got to keep running the football better. Every coach in the country would say that. You know, hey, if that makes your life easier as a play caller, as a coach, if you can just line up and run the football, it doesn't get much easier than that. So, yeah, we got to keep improving in that area.
Did you say that time that we were stopped on about the 3 or 4 yard line with 2 downs to go, that was when we had Jalen was out then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and we didn't do a good job. We had 2 tackles for a loss right there. You know, we go down and we get a loss of 1, a loss of 1. You know, usually right there we get in a big package and we get, you know, mix the ball downhill. So that's part of it too. You know, we go on the road, you can only dress 60 guys. And then at that point, 2 of our big guys or our big package guys were out. We got to do a better job of being able to adjust and maybe getting another offensive lineman in there, having a plan if, you know, worst case scenario comes up, which it did in the game.
When you look at the film for special teams, I mean, did you feel like there were some things you need to teach differently, blocking-wise, or did you think, I thought we were okay, we just got to move forward? Yeah,
I think we talked about it. I wouldn't tell you know, any of them to do anything different. I can't say much on officiating, but it's the exact same block with Matt DeSomer, and then the one that Craig James has on the opening, their big run. Their flag gets picked up, and ours, we either get to start the drive on a 80-yard kickoff return, but we start the drive at the -7. But that's Matt DeSomer playing hard. Felt like he got his helmet on the right side. You know, and so that's what he did. He plays hard, and we're just going to keep doing the same things.
I know you got to be careful about what you say about the officiating, but can I ask you, do you think you at least, you know, they at least gave you a chance? I didn't see the head official go to you at all towards the game. Did you feel like you got your chance to save peace at least during the game?
You know, you're told to relay it through the guy that's on your side, and they'll come over and get you the answers at some point, you know, when there's a break in the play. But we won't ever, you know, blame anything on the officials. You got to be able to adjust and adapt no matter what. You go on the road, and you got to kind of expect that. It's tough whenever the game and the momentum gets changed so much, where you don't feel like you give your guys a shot, you know, whenever. But that's the way it is. Like I said, they're not feeling sorry for themselves. They're moving on. We got to move on. It'll say a loss 42-0 no matter how you spin it or talk about it. So we got to move on, and we got to figure out a way to make it better this week.
What did you like out of Jalen Wilson? He's played well, you know, the last couple of weeks. You started him. I thought he played a pretty good game.
Yeah, I said that after the Indiana State game. it can be as good as anybody we've got. Really, he can. His future, his ceiling is I'm excited about Jalen. I mean, he's just going to keep getting better. He's really, really athletic, strong, motor, everything that you'd want out of a guy. And as a true freshman, starting to kind of get it, playing his best football. He was hurt early in the season, broke his hand in training camp, right at the end of training camp, so he had a club on his hand. And really, as a true freshman, it really kind of got him down because he couldn't play the way that he wanted to. He couldn't use his hand. So you're playing D-line in Division I football with one hand as a true freshman. That's pretty tough. You know, you can't grab on anything. You can't get off blocks. So that hurt him there for a couple weeks, and he played a little bit early. And then he had a pretty bad high ankle sprain that hurt him for about 3 weeks. So he was kind of out of the mix for the first 6 weeks of the season, and then now he's back healthy and feeling good, and look for him to just keep on progressing every week.
Missouri State put up a lot of points on Saturday. Their quarterback played pretty well. How do you guys defend them?
He's been good all year, and their offense has been, you know, we're in there watching the film, and South Dakota State's a battle. You know, Illinois State is tied at halftime. Western Illinois goes down to the very end. They've got the lead in the second half. I mean, they've played a lot of Missouri. They've got the lead in the second half. I think they've got the lead at halftime. You know, other than North Dakota, they've played well on offense in every single game. They give you fits. They do some different things. They do some triple option type things with him. He's a really good runner and a good enough passer to beat you as well. So I think that they're catching some teams because they do a few different things that you don't see on a week-to-week basis that you got to prepare specifically for them for, and they're able to, you know, fit his strengths. He won a junior college national championship last year. He was a junior college player that signed there. He's been successful, and he's a good player. And I'm telling you, they're a good football team. Just like, you know, we were able to win a couple, and they had a couple close ones that they didn't win, and they could easily be sitting here at 4-4 like us. But so it'll be a battle on Saturday. Coach Steck does a great job with those guys. They're well coached, and it'll be a tough win for us.